truth, logic, common sense, that gut feeling, and yes, even a little psychoanalysis. As we are once again together, you and I. We are together again, you and I. Hello there, Rays. KJ here. You know, I guess the truth has come out once and for all. Oh, KJ just can't get rid of myself on this channel. I took some time off. I really was ready. I was ready to hang it up. I'd gotten so drained over the last 4 years that my mental state, my emotional state was just starting to cave in on me. And thus, I had talked myself into forever going away. But you know what, folks? Love never goes away. Love is forever. And that's what OKJ has in here. So, I went on to the community wall and I talked to a lot of you. And I'm so glad that y'all are going to give me a pass and allow me to go a little bit further in this world, inside of a world with you. You know, I've made some beautiful friends along the way, and I love each and every one of you. The Rays have really brought me out of my shell, and you know exactly what I'm talking about. For those of you that's been around since day one, you know that OKJ had a real hard time coming out of that shell, but once I was out, by God, I was ready to go. And it felt good. And I'm glad that I did it and that I will continue to do it for all the right reasons that I believe in, okay? So anyway, I got on the community wall with all of you. I got some good feedback about this one case that's coming up in September. And the defendant is Donna Adelson. And I posted, you know, kind of a generalized video that I think it was Dateline or something, just to get people kind of acclimated about who this woman is. I hope the Rays will begin to scour the internet, whether it's Reddit, whether it's, you know, any kind of social media platform that has information on this woman. You know what, folks? There are certain things in this life that draw me. It draws me in. And I can't sit here and say I'm going to tell you what that is, but it draws me. It tugs at me. And so I want to start off this series with number one, the Rays have given me a pass. I'm going to move on forward. And I'm going to give you 2 words that sum up Donna Adelson. You ready to hear them? Hubris and arrogance. Okay? Hubris and arrogance. And I'm sure all of you know what that is. But for those that are kind of like, you know, I know what arrogance is, but what about hubris or vice versa? Hubris is it's ancient Greek, and it means to have pride, insolence, outrage. Hubris describes a personality quality of extreme or excessive pride, or it's dangerous overconfidence and complacency, often in combination, and it's synonymous with arrogance. So hubris and arrogance kind of interchange. They're kind of the same thing there. And obviously the term arrogance means to feel that one has a right to demand certain attitudes and behaviors, not from themselves, but from other people. Now, they can just give me a break. That's what I don't like about arrogant people. They want to try to control people. They expect certain things from certain people in their life. It goes to this arrogance, to this gaslighting, to this abusive verbal crap. To have arrogance means to claim or seize without justification. Seizing something that is not yours. It's just arrogant as all get out to do it. to make undue claims to having something, to claim or seize without right, to ascribe or attribute without reason. We all have this within us in terms of capabilities to ascribe or to seize something, or, you know what I'm saying? But it's the attitude behind it, the motive behind it. It could be innocent, but in Donna Adelson's case, it's hubris, i.e. arrogance. And so, you know, I'm not going to sit here and say that OKJ's never demonstrated hubris or arrogance. I have, y'all, but I don't live in that. And I think if you really get down to the nitty-gritty about people's personalities and the characteristics and the things that they think and do, I think we can all say that none of us have perfectly walked that line. You know what I'm saying? So, again, Donna Adelson was arrogant. Her son, Charlie Adelson, was way out there arrogant. And as the Adelson family as a whole, which was Donna, her husband, her daughter Wendy, and Charlie, the son, they were the Adelson family, and they felt entitled. They felt like they were arrogant. They had, you know, extreme bouts of pride where they could not see past their own wants and desires. So I thought, well, you know, Charlie Adelson did what he did, and Donna Adelson was the one that wanted him to do it. And you can imagine what that must have been like for Dan Markel's family, knowing that this family conspired. Now, some say, well, KJ, they haven't proven that the father or the daughter, Wendy, has done anything wrong. They haven't charged them. It was Donna and Charlie. And y'all, we'll go into all about this case. It really comes down to a messy divorce between Wendy and Dan Markel. And they were fighting over custody of these children. Wendy and Dan Markel lived in Tallahassee. And Donna and her husband and Charlie lived in the Miami area, South Florida area, which was about 400 miles away from each other. And Dan Markel, being the legal scholar, he was a professor at Florida State University. He was a professor of law. He was loved by all his colleagues and friends. There was many students that took his classes that said he was brilliant. Well, he took up for himself and his love of his children. If Wendy Adelson wanted to leave him, and she tried to, he went on a short business trip like he always had to do, and she cleaned out the house and took the kids home to mommy and daddy. And he fought for custody of those kids. They got joint custody, but the judge ruled that those children were not to leave Tallahassee. So Donna really didn't like that. She wanted her daughter and her grandchildren close to her. It didn't cross her arrogant hubris that, you know, they could still see the children. It's 400 miles, but these people are loaded with money. They could have been there anytime they wanted to. Wendy had joint custody, so she got just as much time with the children as Dan Markel did. There were two little boys. And so it is, y'all, that a plan was hatched. Donna and Charlie got together. We have no evidence of the father or the daughter, Wendy, being part of it, but there are indicators that people say looks like Wendy, Daddy, Mama, and brother all worked together in concert to effectuate the outcome, and that was hiring hitmen to take out Dan Markel. And what they did was they hired these two thugs down there in Miami, And the way they were able to do it was because Charlie Adelson, the son there, he was in a relationship with this woman named Catherine McBanawa, and she had a baby with one of these men, and he brought in another friend. They were Latin Kings type of gang-related people. And Charlie used Catherine McBanawa to be the go-between, and Charlie and Donna did what they did. We will find out in this trial just how deep Donna's involvement in all of this was. Charlie Adelson has already been tried and convicted and has got life in prison without parole. And there was a lot of things that went on, and we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about phone calls and text messages and emails. Hell, the damn law enforcement agency did a bump. You know what a bump is? They tried to get Donna and Charlie to talk, and they were going to have it on wire where they could hear them talking back and forth. They were trying to put a case together because they knew damn well that these two Latin King gang members that they were able to discover was the ones that assassinated Dan Markell in his own driveway in his garage while he's sitting in his car. The bottom line is there was no tie there from Donna or Charlie until what? Law enforcement realized that there actually was, and that was Catherine McBanawa, and she was the go-between. And they blew Charlie Adelson out of the water. All the money in the world that Charlie's family gave his attorneys, they had jury selection experts. They paid for them. They did the whole 9 yards, paid hundreds of thousands of dollars to get Charlie Adelson out of the trouble that he and his mother created. And what's interesting is within a week of Charlie Adelson being convicted and sent off for life in prison, his mother is on a jail phone call telling her son Charlie, while he's sitting in jail, getting ready to go to prison for the rest of his life, that her and her husband are going to a non-extradition country. They're going to go to a non-extradition country. She's taking care of all the wills. She's got all her affairs in order. She even talks about, I thought about committing suicide. Well, this is coming from a woman who's innocent, huh? Well, they cuffed her ass. They cuffed her ass in an airport, and she's like, this is just so ridiculous. And she got put in jail. And she's been in jail all this time. We'll go over dates and everything. I'm giving you a general overview, y'all. The bottom line is that arrogance and hubris was the undoing of the Adelson family. They could not accept the way that things were in terms of Wendy not being able to leave Tallahassee. In fact, Wendy had resigned herself of being there because she was going to go and buy a house after the divorce, and the judge ruled she couldn't take the kids back down to South Florida. But her brother Charlie talked her out of it. And Donna and Charlie were so close. They thought they had so much arrogance. They thought they knew more, could be more, know more for Wendy and how Wendy should live her life. And they thought that they could just pay some people that were beneath them, these gang members. Oh, the Adelson Institute, Charlie's dad and mother, and this great big reputation of being these really outstanding citizens. Oh, they choose some scumbags down there thinking, just give them some money. Give them some money and, they'll do it for us. The hubris, the arrogance. I want all of the Rays to know that I am going to be putting extra time and effort into this. And obviously, it's always been about justice through understanding. And it also is a great opportunity for old KJ to think. Just thinking on my own and listening to you think. And, you being the only you're ever going to be, it's going to be quite interesting. We want to find out, at least I do, I want to find out what the state has in Florida, the state prosecuting team, that prosecuted her son and successfully got him sent off to prison. What are they going to show in the mother's case, Donna Adelson's case? Is there more? Or was what was brought out in Charlie Adelson's trial enough to convict Donna Adelson? Surely there's got to be just a little bit more. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be releasing videos. Okay, Jada, I don't think I'm going to be doing any more live streams, y'all. Okay, I've got to at least, give myself a pass on that. I'm going to do some videos. That's how it started, right? Some of y'all remember that. I never did no live streams. And I'm going to tell you what, I did it to it all these years. We're going to have some skits. We're going to learn some things. We're going to spend time together in terms of these vids, in the comments. And we'll just see what happens. Let me know what you know right now, generally speaking, about the Donna Adelson trial, which is on September the 17th. That gives us a little bit of time, y'all. We can do a little crash course. We can start with Donna Adelson's emails to her daughter Wendy during the divorce of Dan Markle. And why am I going to bring those to, all of y'all? Because it shows the hubris and the arrogance. It shows Donna Adelson's personality and how she was seeing things and how it could be so easy for it to escalate so much that this grandmother would pay somebody to murder her son-in-law just so that her daughter and her grandchildren could come live in South Florida. That's the price tag right there. Dan Markle's life didn't mean shit to her. She had too much hubris, too much arrogance. She tried to seize, she tried to take, and she expected everyone to follow suit on what she wanted. So, leave your comments. Let me know what you think. This is a short first one, y'all. I've got to get back into the swing of things. But I'll tell you this right now. We will get justice through understanding on the Donna Adelson case. And we're going to learn so much more. So, I'll tell you like I always have. Keep on looking.